Hello, Fate Stay Night 18. This took a long fucking time.
Let's go.
Okay.
We have
Back
spent,
to
unironically, 2
Back
hours
at it again.
discussing Fate Root and other assorted things before we got here.
Oh yeah.
And everyone
true.
is very well prepared. I just wanted to go over, because this is not a first episode, it means that we have to look through all this interesting weapon and status screen stuff before we get started. Haha. Amazing. We got this, which we are going to read, and then we have something in the status screen also. So this is the Azoth sword. You might remember it from being the weapon that killed Kotomine, and that Kotomine gave to Rin when she was young. An item of ceremonial magical equipment that Rin treasures. This object is not a weapon, as it amplifies the magical energy of the owner, and is instead used as a staff to support and amplify magic usage. It is a popular item in the Magic Association and a common commemorative gift given by masters and parents when entering adulthood. The original is said to be a dagger favored by the man who established the foundations of present-day alchemy. This is what Wiccans in real life call an athame, a ritual dagger.
And also we need to add. We should add that the sword that killed Kotomine Kirei was given to Rin by Kotomine
No
Kirei.
wonder she treasures this word. It killed Kirei.
Indeed. I too would
Exactly.
treasure the weapon that killed the fucker. And now we have this too. I left this open last time I opened the game.
Given by him,
Oh, shit.
given by himself.
I thought I didn't press the record button for a second and my heart stopped. Well, everything is going fine. So I opened this last time I was checking this game to make sure that no problems were going on. This has been added to the Noble Phantasm screen. Avalon, all is a distant utopia. The ability of Excalibur's sheath, the lost third Noble Phantasm, the sheath of the Holy Sword, was excavated by Einsburn at Cornwall and returned to the hand of its owner through time. In the legend of King Arthur, the real ability of the Holy Sword is said to be the power of immortality in this sheath. It has the ability to heal the wounds of its owner and stop their aging, but it can actually be called a moving fortress, centered on an individual. By producing the sheath and moving oneself into the land of the fairies, it shuts out all physical interactions. It can even defend against one of the sorceries, Narration. So this is strong enough that it can stop a real magic from taking place. This is stronger than sorcery. Not broken at all.
Why? I don't know.
Not broken at all. Because it's a divine construct
It's
built
kinda-
by the fairies.
Who are the
It's kinda-
fairies? I don't know.
Mapo Tofu.
It's kind of ironic to think that Saber's most powerful weapon isn't her sword, but what covers it. You know.
It's pretty ironic. The most important and powerful weapon of the sword servant is not the sword of the servant, but instead the thing that holds it. It's almost thematic in a way. Almost like putting away the sword is more important than wielding it. But, you know.
But we don't know
So,
the power
we-
of Excalibur without any seal.
Yes, we haven't seen... nor will we ever see Excalibur unsealed fully. Outside of Grand Order, I think. I don't know if they did that in Grand Order, but they
We
addressed it.
I think they did in Grand Order.
The whole
And-
lore
and-
surrounding the
really-
fairies and Excalibur in Grand Order is fucking stupid, and I hate it. So I never paid attention to any of it, but I think they go into detail about how it works and what the fairies are and how they built it and whatever. But today we're starting Unlimited Blade Works. We're going to start from the beginning, as opposed to loading from the point of divergence, because I want to see if we can go through some of the alternate choices that we didn't do the first time around. Just to be clear, this
It's good. It's funny to comment that this boy that's narrating everything to you all, Zevlen, say a thank you for him. He's a big Rin fan.
oh yeah, this is my favorite. This is not my
This is
favorite.
Rin's paradise.
He's not the
apparently.
only one.
Rin is my favorite. This route isn't my favorite.
There is Mapo Tofu too.
There's Mapo Tofu too, which is a Rin worshipper in the church
Yep.
of Rin's. Okay,
And I am still waiting for
the
my
Sakura
turn.
route.
Yeah, myself.
So I'm just gonna take the
yeah,
opportunity to remind everyone that the point of divergence isn't exactly early on, but the choices that influence our relationship points do start very early. They're going to start earlier in Heaven's Feel, but here they start earlier than in the Fate route. So we're going to have to pay attention.
But we can still skip some things, right?
We can still skip a lot of the first three days. I just want to remind everyone, because differently from the Fate route, or not entirely differently, but depending on our relationship with both Saber and Rin, we might have different endings. So we are going to. I've come to the conclusion that we're going to read both endings.
Just a little question. Did we have this possible scenario in the previous route?
No.
Or
Yes.
that is something...
Yes. If we didn't get enough Saber points, we would have lost the game. We would have gotten a bad ending. At the final battle, regardless of how we approached it. There is such a situation here in UBW. If we don't get enough certain character points, I'm not gonna spoil how it works.
Rin and Archer points.
If we don't get enough certain character points, we lose the game. If we get good character relationships with all of them, we get a good ending. And if we get special relationship status with one of them, we get the true ending. And that's kind of the way it works in Heaven's Feel, but not really. Heaven's Feel is more complicated.
Just a hint. If we, in any route, if we do not get enough Taiga points, we die instantly.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind, yes.
It's gonna be pretty important.
Taiga points.
We will read both endings, but I am not going to influence which one we get the first time around. So it's up to you guys as before.
And another question. If we don't treat Sakura like trash in every single round, we're going to have another bad ending, right?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah.
Let us start.
You forgot about the Issei points.
The Issei points, yes, very important.
The most important point.
So let us skip straight to the first choice. This is after Shirou gets out of the shed in the morning.
Help Sakura.
Did we choose help Sakura last time?
No.
Yes.
Do you want to skip this, or do you want to just finish the daily routine?
Let's go see that
Let's
again.
finish daily routine.
Oh no, let's skip it. Let's move past it.
Because then we can do. No, let's do it this time, because next time we can help Sakura when we get to Heaven's Feel.
Okay.
Because that's gonna change. I think that scene is different.
Damn it! We can treat that. We cannot treat Sakura like trash forever.
The Emiya house has a big dojo.
What is the problem with Sakura?
The Emiya house has a big dojo. It was built when the house was built.
She's the best girl.
It was
She's inferior to Saber. Look at that smile.
It was only intended as a hobby.
Shut up.
Saber maybe can be the sunshine, but Sakura is like
The darkness. Sakura is the evil
she is the
moonlight.
darkness. That's true. She's the darkness.
I'll warm up a bit before breakfast. I'm not really studying martial arts, but since Father told me if you want to be like me, you'll have to train your body first, it became my daily routine to work out. I finish my routine sit-ups and change out of my gi into my uniform. I slept in this morning, so I cut short of my workout. Shirou goes to school without showering. What the fuck? Some sit-ups with no stretching should be enough. I'm not the kind to build up a lot of muscle, and it's not like I want to get into a fight. All I need is enough athletic ability to handle sudden accidents, and to move as I wish when I have to. After all, the thing I want to become is the complete opposite of an athlete. I put the sweaty gi into the laundry basket. It's 6:20. In our house, even this is a late time for breakfast. Breakfast is already prepared. I can smell the elegant scent of breakfast befitting Sakura.
こっちも朝食の支度終わりましたよ。
This is very complicated Japanese.
サンキュー。すまん。俺がね過ごした分、さくらに無理させちまって。
そんな全然無理なんかじゃないですよ。それに寝坊なんかじゃありません。先輩は部活をしていないんですから、この時間は十分に早起きです。
部活は関係ないよ。それを言ったら朝練があるさくらがうちに来てくれるのってすごい早起きじゃないか。
いえ、私は好きで
You
して
got
い
the
る
glory
こと
shot.
ですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
I love the scene.
Let's do it. This is for unlimited BW.
まあだから俺も
Thanks.
部活に関係なく早起きしたいんだ。さくらが来てくれるならその時間には起きてないと失礼だろ。
For me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and sleeping in is making Sakura prepare breakfast on her own, like today. Though this has only been a habit for a year and a half or so.
先輩、そういうところこだわりますよね。三辻先輩、エミヤは粗雑なくせに律儀すぎてうるさいって。
Mitsuzuri is the captain of the archery club Sakura is in, and is someone I have a lot of acquaintance with.
あいつまだ俺の文句をさくらにこぼしてんのか。
She's also the best girl of the game.
はい。先輩が卒業するまでに何としても社でうならせてやるって毎日頑張ってます。
今じゃあいつのが段位高いだろうに。あれかな、思い出は無敵ってやつかな。
三辻先輩、すっごく負けず嫌いですから、きっと心の中で先輩をライバルみたいに思ってますよ。
Sakura puts rice into a bowl as she talks. It's almost 6:30. The archery club's morning practice starts at 7. It's not mandatory, but she can't afford to take it easy.
藤根はそろそろか。ま、この時間に来ない方が悪いんだし、さくら先に食べていいよ。
そうですね。はい、どうぞ先輩。
Sakura hands me the bowl with a smile. Then, I'm used to this every morning, but her white fingers catch my eye. How can I put this? It's troubling. She must be maturing, as she seems really feminine these days. Her casual movements are beautiful, and she often takes my breath away. Perhaps it's a reaction to not feeling anything for her until now, but I'm noticing more and more feminine characteristics in her.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
いや、どうもしてない。どうもしてないから気にしないでくれ。
Honestly, why am I feeling tense around my friend's sister? She's a good underclassman and a junior I need to take care of. First of all, the relationship between me and Mato Sakura is just that of a senpai and a junior. But she's the sister of a close friend of mine. But since she's a grade below me, we weren't that close. It all changed a year and a half ago in this cooperative kind of relationship. Sakura came to cook when I was injured, and after that I think we just ended up like this. I think we intended to do it until my injury healed, but some trivial thing came up to make her stay with it. Anyway, Sakura is a good cook and perfect at cleaning and doing the laundry. She's been a big help around here, but it's been a bit troubling recently. The problem is not in Sakura, but in me. Frankly, she's beautiful. She's one of the best looking first years, and I'm sure there are lots of guys who want to date her. And on top of that, she's been growing in certain places recently, and some of her casual gestures have started to catch my eye. That's what I mean by a small problem. Maybe I'm just feeling guilty about being attracted to my friend's sister. Usually I'm fine, but when I'm caught off guard like just now, I blush. Does this make me an unsuitable senpai? And then we can skip this.
Okay.
This is after school is done, we get to choose if we're going to help the student council or go to work. We did council last time, so we're doing work today.
Okay, we can go with it.
Yeah. Brownie chocolate. No, I will not skip. There you go. I feel sorry for Issei, but I should prioritize work. I didn't promise to be there, but I said I'd do my best to be there, so I should do so. This is this is funnily enough compatible with the anime, where he does, I think, exactly the choices that we've done till now. I just want to draw attention to how funny it is that we have done in 15 minutes what took us 2 hours to do in our third episode of the reading. So, yeah.
先約？ああ、例のアルバイトか。そうか、それは困らせたな。こちらは今日明日で身体が決まるものでもない。俺の頼みなど気にせず労働に励んでくれ。
すまん。明日の朝一で続きをするから、それでチャラにしてくれ。
ん？そこまで深刻な話でもないと言っただろう。急を要していたものは今朝で片付いた。残った修理品はエミヤの手が空いた時で構わんさ。
そっか。じゃあバイトの休みが取れたら続きをするってことでいいかな。
一切ない。その時はまた頼りにするぞ、エミヤ。
It's a shame to leave Issei behind. Issei says farewell and leaves the classroom.
さて。
I should hurry off, too. Even though there's no set time to be there, I should head for the neighboring town if I'm going to work.
Wait a minute, can we make a quick pause?
Sure.
参ったな。
Just
ほ
one
んの
second.
手伝いのつもりだったのに3万円ももらってしまった。
Okay, we're back. Call it receiving a windfall, I guess. Copenhagen, the place I worked today, is like a liquor store and a bar, and a lot of people are needed to restock inventory. It's a big job that takes at least 5 people, and it doesn't hurt to have more help. But the boss just said to everyone in his usual tone,
手伝える人は手伝ってね。
completely relaxed about it. But as it turned out, I was the only one who came, along with the boss and his daughter, Neko-san.
バカだね、あんた。そりゃ誰も来るわけないじゃん。
Neko-san was scolding the boss, but I showed up to be a victim, defying their expectations. They welcomed me with a cheer, and we decided to clean up the storage area as best we could. And so, before we realized, 2 hours had passed and we'd finished restocking the inventory.
驚いたな。シロ君はあれかな。
Bruh.
ブラウニーか何かかな。
After work, the boss eats a
Why?
brown cake while being impressed.
違います。力仕事には慣れてるし、ここのバイトも長いし、倉庫のどこに何があるかぐらいは把握してるからです。
あ、そっか。あれ、シロ君ってもう5年だっけ？
そのぐらいですね。親父が亡くなってからすぐに雇ってくれたの、親父さんのとこだけだったし。
ありゃりゃ。まあ、僕も年を取るわけだ。
He eats his rum cake. Neko-san is drinking hot sake next to him. The family is well balanced, and the boss likes sweet things while his daughter likes spicy things. So,
けど助かったわ。こんだけやってもらって、おだちんがケーキだけっていうのもあれだし。はい、これ僕からの気持ち。
he hands me 3 10,000 yen bills. A reward unmatched for the 3 hours of work I did, much more than I would get even for a week's work.
どうも。
I believe that's about $300.
Oh?
I hesitate, but decide to accept what I'm given. And as I'm leaving Copenhagen,
ちょい待ち。エミヤ、今日の話誰から聞いた？
Neko-san stops me while curled up in front of the heater.
確か古見さんですけど。
学生に自分の仕事を押し付けるんじゃないってのよ。あのバカ。まあそれはいいとして。何？じゃあ今日の棚卸し、また聞きだったのに来たんだ。
Who is Furumi again?
It's his coworker. Just some coworker.
Oh, okay.
まあ暇だったら手伝ってくれって感じで。
Something tells me that none of these names actually matter. Like, they're not even showing
エミヤンもお
a
バカさ。
scenery, they're showing the sky for the entirety of the scene. So
Actually,
anyway.
surprisingly enough, I believe Neko-san appears in Hollow Ataraxia.
She does.
She does.
She has a relationship
Yeah.
with Taiga and Issei's brother.
Yeah. That's right.
まあいいけど。君さ、人の頼みを断ったことないでしょ。
Well, this is more of a scene to build up Shiro's character
前に
as
私
opposed
と父
to
が風邪で寝込んだ
any of
時も
theirs.
店番してくれたし。
Supposed to display that he's a responsible guy that helps others.
別にそんなことはないですけど、俺無理な注文は受けませんもん。自分でできることで できる場合だけ引き受けますから。
ふん。あん時君も風邪ひいてたんだけどね。まあいいけど。私が何を言いたいかっていうとですね、エミヤンはいいやつでちょっとバカで、そのあたり私は心配なので、今度藤村にちょっとは顔出せやこらと伝えておいてほしいのです。
She really is the voice of the audience, calling Emiya stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Neko-san circles her finger while drinking some hot sake. She seems to think I'm a firefly or something.
はあ。とにかく藤姉に伝言？
そう。じゃあね。あんまし頑張りすぎんなよ、少年。
I like her in Hollow Taraxu. She's an interesting character. I made it from the neighboring town of Shinto back into Miyama City while I was daydreaming. And we missed out on the Issei.
Okay.
This is the next... Oh no, this is when we take Sakura back home. Last time we did because of the gas leaks.
Let's go with Fujine.
I think in the anime he rests.
We can do either. What do you think, Boomer?
In the last time we did Sakura, right?
We did Sakura last time, yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's play with Fujine.
Is it 2 for Fujina?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Let's do that. Well, it might be fun to see how Fujina is doing.
だな。桜につまんない話しやがって。好きあらば仕返ししてやる。
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
何？お風呂入ってたんじゃないの？
Fujina is silently peeling oranges. On the table are 2 orange skins shaped like flowers. Is it some curse that she can't even skin an apple, but she's rather talented at artistically peeling oranges?
風呂は後にした。さっきの話でケチついたんで、風呂の前に文句言っとこうと思って。
I think this is a Kara no Kyokai reference.
もう昔
The
のこと
peeling
なんだ
oranges
し、
thing.
さくらちゃんも喜んでたし。それよりはい、今日のノルマ。シローは1日1個だからね。
She takes an orange out of a small box and throws it to me.
ってみかんぐらいで怪獣されないぞ。さくらだったからいいようなものの、学校であんな話するなよ。一世あたりが変な心配するから。
He's referring to that story about him being a kid and helping other people like an idiot. I don't know if you guys remember that. Where he would work as slave labor for Kiritsugu. Do all the chores at the house because Kiritsugu was a lazy fuck.
だからさくらにもするなって言ってるの。あんなつまんない話されたらさくらだっていい迷惑だろ。もうないと思うけど今度やったら怒るからな。
I glare at Fujine to show her that I'm serious.
Okay.
Neko arc moment.
Neko Fuji.
Neko Fuji. Fujine just grins widely. Neko Taiga, yes. Fujine just grins widely, and she seems very pleased. Fujineko, you could say.
なんかこうカチンときたかも。な。
I glare at her stupid face.
トラでもいいよーだ。要するにあれでしょ？シローはさくらちゃんに知られるのは嫌だったのよ。他の人に正義の味方になりたいなんて知られても気にしないけど、さくらちゃんに知られるのは恥ずかしかったわけね。
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
そういうことならどんどん話しちゃうから。そっか。
Bruh.
シローもようやくさくらち
Oh
ゃんを
my
意識しだしたか。
Fujine figured it
教師と
out.
してちょっと心配だけど、保護者としてはちょっと安心したかな。けど、お姉ちゃんはちょっと寂しいかな。
Don't worry, we're gonna bring like 15 women into this house in the next 5 days.
That's true. Yeah. From all ages.
She says so with great emotion, then she throws a whole orange into her mouth. Fujine can eat things as big as her fist in one bite. I guess it'd be an attractive quality somewhere in the savannah, but I don't think an older woman needs such wild charms.
Alright.
Oh my god, Shirou.
She's officially a genius.
先輩お風呂入ってたんじゃないんですか？
And Sakura, finished with the dishes, comes into the living room.
あ、藤根に話があってちょっと後回し。さくら、みかん食べるか？
Shirou has been defeated. I reach for the stack of oranges. It's a strange turn of events, but staying here with them should be fun too.
それならさっき藤村先生にいただきました。私用に取っておいてくれたおみかんで美味しかったです。
さくらちゃんは生の果物はダメだからね。調理したやつかアイスみたいに冷やしてないと食べてくれないのだ。で、さくらちゃんそろそろ時間？
はい。後片付けも済みましたから今日はもう帰ります。
そっか。じゃあ私もおいとまするわ。さくらちゃん行こう。最近は物騒だから近くまで送って行ってあげる。
Fujina ceases her mass consumption of oranges and stands up. Her actions are almost those of a responsible elder.
いいんですか、先生？
当然でしょう。さくらちゃんもシロウも私が預かってるんだからちゃんと家まで送り届けないと。
了解。藤根なら痴漢が出ようが熊が出ようが安心だ。
そうでもないわよ。さすがに熊は無理でしょ。うん、無理だからここまで逃げ帰ってくるね。
I don't think so.
そしたら二人でやっつけて。
Oh no, she can definitely beat both of them, for sure.
Oh no, she could.
At the same time.
At the same time, yes. Fujina
I'm
smiles
pretty sure
confidently.
she could. I am pretty sure she could even beat Berserker in a hand-to-hand fight. But anyway.
Definitely. Yep. Fujine usually does her own thing and causes havoc, but when she's acting like a teacher, she's a very responsible person. Except when she hits her fucking head on the floor.
行こっか、さくらちゃん。それじゃまた明日ね、シロウ。
Taiga de mo yuna.
はい。それじゃあおやすみなさい、先輩。
And by the way, it is safe to leave a how much you're old to be alone in a house at night until morning.
It's illegal.
It's
to
been
do
like
that.
this for 5 years.
Yes, Shirou has lived alone, essentially alone for 5 years. So.
How has the FBI not blown up
It's Japan.
someone's brain?
It's not illegal
yet?
to do that. So. And he
Damn,
lives in a
Japan
he
is
lives in a
weird.
respectable, decently wealthy part of town. It's not like Fuyuki is particularly crime filled outside of the Grail Wars. So. They leave the house. I follow them out to the entrance and lock up the house as Fujine instructed.
Oh yeah, and by the way, he has Fujine, so
Yeah.
そうだな。これだけ時間があれば一汗流せる
This
か。
is already in day 2. So. The morning exercises are my daily routine, so I'll go and move my body a bit. The Emiya household is a splendid dojo. It was built for pleasure when the house was built, so there is no particular purpose to it.
藤根が好き勝手使ってるけどな。
I hear that this place was Fujine's playground even before I came here. But I became Kiritsugu's student and started using this place a lot, so Fujine hated me back then.
さて。
There's only one thing to do now that I'm here. Even Omegas cannot neglect to train their body. One of the requirements for Omegas is to have excellent physical abilities. While Kiritsugu was alive, we had many matches here. I think we've read this before. I don't know why we didn't skip this. In other words, I was taught the difference between killing your opponent and beating your opponent. Yeah, we read this before.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
I think we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Skip the scene, yes. Maybe I misclicked. Second day. It has been skipped fully, so we're in third day now. Summoning of Saber versus Lancer we've skipped. This is after the battle between Saber and Lancer, I believe.
Alrighty.
Yes, Lancer has jumped over the wall, and we are now Saber has jumped over the wall to follow him. So Saber is intercepting. Archer is intercepting Saber, right? Does everyone remember the scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the archer was
In the Fate route, Archer was immediately cut down, and then Rin went into the house, and we had all that conversation, right? So this is right after Saber jumps the wall. It all happens in an instant. There's a man in red in front of Saber. The man in red is in an unfavorable position after being attacked by Saber, and he's about to receive a fatal blow. Behind them, the person watching Saber from behind that man is someone I know. I reach out with my left hand and call out. I don't know who that man in red is, but I'm sure Saber will attack the person behind the man after she defeats him. I can't let that happen. I can't let Saber attack her.
Yamero, Saber!
And we lost our first command already. I feel a sharp pain.
Let's go.
One of the marks in my hands disappears. In its place, Saber halts her blow, which should not have been possible to stop. The silver armor hesitates for an instant. Using that opening, the man in red quickly gets away. I think we have a problem. This is weird.
What is this, the problem?
I don't know. The music isn't playing. Maybe it's just
Oh yeah,
a bug.
I was thinking that was really strange.
Yeah, maybe it's just a bug because we
for
skipped.
how long right now?
Maybe it's just because we skipped. When we change scene, it's gonna play.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure of it. That's the guy. That's the guy that was fighting Lancer. And the girl behind him is. I don't want to believe so, but is it really?
正気ですか、シロ。今なら確実にアーチャーとそのマスターを倒せた。だというのに、レイジを使ってまでその機会を逃すとは。
What could I have done? I don't understand the situation at all. I stopped Saber only because I didn't want to see her slash at the girl who saved me.
マスター、指示を撤回してください。あなたがそのような態度では、倒せる相手も倒せなくなる。
Saber readies the object in her hands again. In front of her is the red man she could not slay.
違う、やめてくれ、セイバー。正直、俺には何が何だかわからない。それでも、お前が襲いかかろうとしている奴は、俺が知っている奴なんだ。それを襲わせるなんてできない。
何を言うのです。彼女はアーチャーのマスターだ。私たちの敵なのですから、ここで仕留めておかなければ。
Oh yeah, by now he doesn't understand what is going on.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's happening.
Damn, that will be fun.
Enemy.
He doesn't know.
Oh, do you wanna say?
He doesn't know about the Holy Grail war.
She and the man in red are enemies.
そんなことは知らない。大体な、マスターなんて言ってるけど、こっちは点でわからないんだ。俺のことをマスターなんて呼ぶんなら、少しは説明するのが筋ってもんだろう。
It's going to be a little painful to see everyone back at Zero development.
Oh yeah.
つまりそういうことなわけね。素人のマスターさん。
She calls out to me with a polite yet harsh voice. When I turn around, I see the man in red and the girl in her school uniform. I gasp.
One and only.
So I wasn't seeing things. The person with the man in red is definitely that Tosaka Rin.
Tosaka Rin.
He says her first name, holy shit. How should I put this? Even I can tell that the man behind Tosaka isn't human. That thing is not of this world, just like Saber. Then if Tosaka is with him, she's also...
何？私のこと知ってるんだ。なんだ、なら話は早いわよね。とりあえず、こんばんは、エミヤくん。
I don't know what her intentions are, but Tosaka greets me with a big smile.
Don't trust the devil. Don't trust the devil. Follow Issei's advice. Don't trust the devil.
Don't trust the fox.
When she greets me normally like that, I can almost forget about all these strange events and just greet her too.
バカかお前。こんばんはってそんな場合じゃないだろう。トサカ、お前は。
ええ、あなたと同じマスターよ。つまりは魔術師ってことになるわね。お互い似たようなものだし、隠す必要はないでしょ。
魔術師だって。そんな、お前魔術師なのか、トサカ。
My eyes widen and I point at Tosaka. Crap. I don't know why, but she's looking at me with real irritation.
いや違う。言いたいのはそういうことじゃなくて。
そう、納得いったわ。要するにそういうことなわけね。
Taking a look at us, she turns to the man behind her.
あーちゃん、悪いけどしばらく冷淡になっててもらえる？私ちょっと頭にきたから。
それは構わないが、頭にきたとはどういう意味だ？
It's amazing to see Archer actually speak.
言葉通りよ。腹いせに現状を思い知らせてやらないと気が済まなくなったの。それまであなたの出番はないから消えていて。あなたがいたらセイバーだって剣を収められないでしょ。
また難儀なこと。ま、命令とあらば従うだけだが、一つ忠告すると、君は余分なことをしようとしているぞ。
The man literally disappears.
トサカ、今の。
いいから話は中でしましょう。どうせ何も分かってないんでしょう、エミヤ君は。安心して。嫌だって言っても全部教えてあげるから。
Saying this, she walks towards the entrance.
待てトサカ、何考えてんだお前。
I stop her, and then she turns, and the smile on her face isn't like the previous one.
バカね、いろいろ考えてるわよ。だから話をしようって言ってるんじゃない。エミヤ君、突然の事態に驚くのもいいけど、素直に認めないと命取りって時もあるのよ。ちなみに、今がその時だって分かって。
This is exactly like the fate route, incidentally.
分かればよろしい。それじゃ行こうか。
Yeah, but
エミヤ君の
now
お家にね。
Archer is still alive.
あなたもそれでいいでしょ、セ
The
イバー。
Now we
context
can
is
talk
slightly
to
different.
Archer.
This time, Dean has actual power over us. So,
見逃してもらったお礼
I
に、
mean,
あなたのマスター
Saber
に
is
いろいろ教えてあげ
still
るんだから。
Shirou's servant, so yeah, she can probably beat both of them without thinking a lot. But anyway,
yeah, but the conditions are different. I'm sure you can appreciate
Yeah.
that.
何のつもりかは知りませんが、
yeah.
あなたがマスターの助けになる限りは控えます。
Tosaka goes through the gate.
なんかすげえ怒ってるぞ。
I don't know why, though. I don't know, but
それにしたってよ。
she's totally unlike the way she is at school. I think we can skip this, I'm not sure. No, we can't.
Nah, let's go with it.
So, I'm in a strange situation. In front of me is the school's #1 idol whom I admire, Tosaka Rin. And following silently behind me is Saber, who calls herself a servant.
We didn't see this scene already.
I think we did. That's the catch. But we'll see. Oh, the hallway suddenly feels like part of a different dimension.
Considering that we are doing this again, it won't be that good if we go already jumping in and out of things.
I think this scene is
We
slightly
skipped-
different from the one in the
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
last one.
We skipped we skipped the beginning because it was pretty much the same. But now,
Yeah,
now
I
it's
think-
not the time to start skipping.
Yeah. But I can't be a coward forever. I'm a magus even if I'm just an amateur. Tosaka Rin is a magus like me, and is acting boldly, so I have to act firmly as well. But I can only work out a few things. First, about Saber, who's following me. I'm sure that she's some kind of a familiar because she calls me a master and I've made a contract with her. I've heard that a familiar is a kind of assistant. Most magi transfer a part of their body into something and then summon it as another self. It is something that assists the magus. Consequently, it's commonly accepted that small animals are the most suitable to reduce the burden on the magus. So I've been taught, but
何かあるのですか、シロ。
いや、なんでもない。
Saber looks human no matter how you look at her, and she's clearly superior to me, her master. I don't have the magical energy to control someone like that, and more than that, I don't have the magic circuit to summon a familiar. Oh yeah, this is before Shirou realizes he's wrong about how to use magic.
Oh yeah.
So he still suffers a risk of death every time he does
Damn,
anything.
we went really back.
Yep.
Jesus, we're throwing every single development away.
Yep. We're back to
Damn.
zero. So Saber must rather be something else than a familiar. She said she's a servant. I don't know what that is, but I think the man called Lancer and the man in red with Tulsaka were the same thing. Saber called Tulsaka master as well. I guess Magi with the servant are called masters. It seems Tulsaka is a magus as well, but I have no idea who she is. The Emiya family are just outsiders who came into this town in my father's generation. That's why I didn't know that Tulsaka was a magus, and I'm sure Tulsaka didn't know that I knew magic. There are several Magi in this town that I don't know about. If Lancer is the familiar of another magus in this town, does this mean that I've stuck my head into a conflict between Magi?
へえ、結構広いのね。和風っていうのも新鮮だな。ああ、エミヤくん、そこが今？
Saying so, Tulsaka goes into the living room. I should stop
It's
thinking.
It's ironic. It's a little funny that the only one that's actually acting like we saw her at the end of the Fate series is Tulsaka.
Yeah.
Like no matter if she's knowing that Kotomi Nekire is trying to kill her or if she's just meeting Shirou again, she is always the same.
Indeed, Tulsaka is a very strong character. Let's put it at that.
A devil from the very beginning.
Indeed. Well, we're going to witness Tulsaka
No,
Unchained.
better than Sakura.
We had Saber Unchained last time. We're going to see Tulsaka
It's like
Uncovered.
It's like it's like what it says. It says. That's so. I have
It's-
a problem to say this. It says.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what it says.
He says
says. There you go.
say so, so it's right.
I turned the
No,
lights
He
on.
says say so. He says say so.
Yeah, that's weird.
He
Damn,
says. He says that.
He says say so. Says so. Damn that.
It's tough here.
Yeah, that's gross.
Say it 3 times really fast. He says say so. He says so.
He says so. He says so. He says so.
It's already past 1 in the morning.
あ、寒。何よ。
Oh yeah,
窓ガラ
and
ス全
then
開してる
Dean
じゃない。
fixes Shido's house for free.
仕方ないだろう。ランサーってやつに襲われたんだ。な、
ああ、そういうこと。じゃあ、セイバーを呼び出すまで一人であいつとやり合ってたの？
Yeah, he's a
や
real
り合ってな
badass.
んかない。た
Shido
だ一方的にやられただけだ。
gets beat up in style.
うーん
He doesn't know what he's doing, but
変な
damn,
に
he can do some things.
そっかそっか。ほんと見た目通りなんだ、エミヤくんって。
Tulsaka walks over to the broken window. She takes a piece of the shattered glass, takes a look at it, and
ミヌーテンフォッシュバイセン。
she cuts the tip of her finger and pours a drop of her blood onto the glass. What kind of magic is this? The shattered glass recombines and restores itself in a matter of seconds.
遠坂、今の。
ちょっとしたデモンストレーションよ。助けてもらったお礼にはならないけど、一応筋は通しておかないとね。もう私がやらなくともそっちで直したんだろうけど、こんなのは魔力の無駄遣いでしょ。本当なら窓ガラスなんて取り替えれば済
About
むけど、
that.
こんな寒い中で話すのもなんだし。
Shiro would have built another window. She says this as if it's completely natural.
Yeah.
He would have made the glass himself because he's a fucking
Yeah.
He's amazing. But needless to say, her skills are beyond my comprehension.
いや、
He would make projection without knowing, die on the floor, but remakes the glass so to repair the window.
He just projects a window and he's like, yeah, this isn't magic. I just made it up. It's fine. Everyone can do that, right?
Yeah.
できないってそんなことないでしょ。たった数分前に割れたガラスの修復なんてどこの学派でも入門試験みたいなものでしょ。
Oh, Tosaka,
Yeah.
you're greatly
Let's just say
overestimating
that-
Shido's abilities.
Let's just say that Shirou is barely knows the alphabet when it comes to magic.
は？
His
Damn, I
master
think he-
literally set him out to die by
No,
practicing magic.
he doesn't even know the alphabet. He's Damn it!
Yeah, exactly. Kiritsugu purposefully mistaught him so that he would be disencouraged to practice magic by the fact that he would almost die every time.
And he
Bushido was
still
such a
wanted
fucking
to do
idiot
it.
that he just did it anyways.
And he still wanted to do it. He stuck a thing in his back every single day. How? Damn it! How is Shirou not dead already?
I
Damn
know.
It. That's a
Tosaga
lot
feels
of plot armor.
he's a very willpower possessing
That's
character.
a lot of plot armor.
Damn.
People die when they are killed.
It seems I said something I shouldn't have.
ちょっと待って。じゃあ何？エミヤ君は自分の工房の管理もできない半人前ってこと？
いや、
I
工
don't
房
have
なんて
a
持ってない
workshop.
ぞ。
What's a workshop?
It's one of those. They talked about it in the prologue in part 1, I think. It's the area that a Magus has to that is dedicated to work on magic stuff. It's usually it concentrates power.
Yeah.
Shirou doesn't actually have one. Like he practices in the shed, but it's not like a proper workshop. It's not like isolated. It doesn't have a bounded field. It doesn't got shit.
Fair enough.
まさかとは思うけど確認しとく。もしかしてあなた5大要素の扱いとかパスの作り方
He
も知らない
doesn't even know how to use his circuit. He doesn't
Wait a
have a
minute, what is
switch.
a pass?
I
What
don't
is
know.
a pass?
I don't fucking know. It's some Nasuverse bullshit. You got me there. I have no idea.
The fact that by the end of all 3 routes, Shirou will not know what is a pass. It's freaking funny.
I honestly admit that I don't know. Wow,
And
that's
you're
scary.
the one that is most.
She's so beautiful usually, so this makes her look pretty frightening now.
何？じゃああなた素人？
Yes.
そんなことないぞ。
Yes.
一応強化の
Well,
魔術
he's
ぐらい
more
は使える
like a layman.
強化ってまたなんとも半端なのを使うのね。で、それ以外は
I
空っ
cast
I can
strengthening
do
level
anything.
8 on my cock.
まあ、端的に言えば、多分。
Trace. Oh. Right now,
Trace, Trace.
right then and there. Trace. Oh.
I
Hey, see
am
that?
the bone of my.
I am the bone of my boner. Her glare makes me answer vaguely.
なんだってこんなやつにセイバーが呼び出されるのよ。
I don't know. It really is
I don't
horrible. She does not deserve this.
Wow.
It makes me mad. I haven't been playing around. I know that I'm an amateur, but I don't think it matters right now.
Man, I can understand Rain.
もう決まったことに不平をこぼしても始まら
Seeing
ない。
this comment after reading Fate is so
今
good, but
振り返
anyway.
さなきゃ
I know. If Udine did summon Saber, Saber's arc would never have been solved. I just
That's
want to
true.
put that
No.
out there.
Never. And Rin would probably be screwed too. Damn it!
Tosaga takes a
They would
breath.
have, they would
Rin
have
always
both
has a
been
plan.
それ
played.
じゃあ話を始めるけど、エミヤ君、自分がどんな立場にあるのか分かってないで
That's
しょ。
good. We're gonna go back over the fundamentals, so I nod.
Oh
やっぱ
boy.
り。
Back
ま
to
あ一目で
school.
分かった
Back to
けど
school、we go.
一応確認しとかないとね。知ってる相手に説明
With
するなん
Rin
て
again.
心の贅肉だし。
Professor Tosaga lectures us on magic for 4 hours. I think it was a weird phrase, but I stay quiet, and I think she'll beat me up if I make fun of her now.
率直に言うと、エミヤ君はマスターに選ばれたの。どっちかの手に成功があるでしょ。
Yes, we
手の甲とか
already
腕とか
used a
個人
third
差
of
はあ
it.
るけど、3つの例示が刻まれているはず。
Yeah.
Top 5
Master
uses of a
Tosaga.
command spell. Stopping
By
your
the way,
servant from
when-
defeating an
wait a
enemy
minute,
servant.
wait a
I
minute.
don't think
Wait a
Rain
minute, wait a
can
minute, wait
say
a minute.
something about it.
Wait a minute. When we would have used that in the Fate route, it was like against
We
Rider?
used it twice. We used all 3 commands in the first
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fate
yeah.
route. We
Against
used the first
Rider.
command to summon Saber into school.
Yeah.
We used
Against
the
Rider.
second for her. Was it on?
What was it?
Was it on the building against Ryder for her to use Excalibur? I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
The
No,
third
it
one
was
was to
against
destroy the
Rider.
rapture.
It was against Berserk.
Yes, it was against Berserker.
Was against Berserk?
It was against
She-
Berserker for
she-
her not to use Excalibur.
Yes, she's gonna use
Because she was
Oh,
gonna die.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then the
well,
last
okay.
one was to destroy the Grail.
how many command spells does Rin has? 2, only 2. Damn, she has
No,
2
she
for
has
the
only
rest
1,
of the damn.
right?
Does she?
No, true.
No, she has 2. Yes,
2.
that's right. That's right.
She lost the
She lost the
big
first one.
gauge.
Oh yeah, in
No,
the
she
Fate
lost
route,
the
she would
first
have only
one.
1 because she told Archer to go away. This time around, she had lost only 1 by telling him to follow her every command at the beginning.
Wait a minute, Archer to go away, which one was it?
It was in the Fate route when Archer got cut.
Berserker?
No, in the
No?
very beginning when Archer got cut by Saber, she told him to go back to the house to heal.
Oh yeah.
She teleported him away.
Oh, so that's why she doesn't have command spells. Then, damn, now you can see Tosaka playing the Holy
Yeah,
Grail
Tosaka's
War
actually
while
dangerous now.
having
She
a
has 2 command spells
Yeah.
and an Archer at full
And
power.
a servant.
Remember,
Man,
Archer at half power fucking killed Berserker.
Not full power.
Archer at half
does
power
not-
killed
He
6
does not
lives
have,
of Berserker.
he doesn't,
So now
he
we're gonna
doesn't
see Archer
have-
all the way.
he doesn't have his noble phantasm yet.
Ah, that's true. He does not know who he is. So
手の甲って
That will be
これ
fun.
か。
そうそれはサーバントを律する呪文でもあるから大切にね
Saber
霊
and
呪って言うんだけど
Shirou and
それがある
Irina
限
are
り
at
は
the
サ
same
ーバントに
situation
従
now,
っていられる
actually.
わ
They both have imperfect or incomplete servants. They both have 2 command spells. They have both engaged in battle in the second night of the war.
Oh yeah, no,
ある限りってどう
we
いう
will.
ことだよ。
Then we will see the same scene with Saber and the dragon in the interior.
Who knows?
Again?
That's very far from now. So many
Because
things can
that-
happen differently.
Because that needs to happen for Saber to be able to use Excalibur more than once in battle.
You are going to be so surprised
Legion
with the
will
direction the
prepare them.
UBW takes.
サーバントの意
It's
志をね
very
じ曲げて
different.
絶対に
Very,
言いつけを
very,
守ら
very
せる
different.
呪文がその刻印よ発動に呪文は必要なくてあなたが霊呪を使用するって思えば発動するからでその霊呪
Literally
がなく
nothing
なっ
is
たら
consistent
エ
in
ミ
Fate
ヤ
Stay
君は
Night
殺さ
other
れる
than the
だろうから
rules and some of the
せいぜい注意
motivations.
して
The way characters are employed.
Some
They're-
of the motivations.
Some
Not
of the
all
motivations.
of them.
yeah.
Some of them.
Over across routes, many
俺
many
が
things change.
殺される
Roles of characters being prime
そう
among
よ
them.
マスターが他のマスターを倒すのが聖杯戦争の基本だか
Also,
ら
by that I could probably
そうして他
deduce
の
that
6人を
maybe
倒したマスターに
Kotamine
は
will not
望みを
go
叶え
and
る聖杯が
heal
与えられるの
Lancer's Master, or maybe not. Damn, maybe. Oh yeah, something's probably going to change with Caster betraying her master, and whatever happened to Assassin. Oh yeah, this promises a lot.
Hold on. I don't understand what Tosaka's talking about at all. Like the part about masters killing other masters, and the part where the winner gets a holy grail. Wait, does that mean that holy grail?
まだわからない
I can promise you that even the first
要するにね、
conversation with Kotomina
あ
is
なた
going to
はあ
change.
るゲームに巻き込まれたのよ聖杯戦争っていう7人のマスターの生存競争他のマスターを一人残らず
We
倒す
can
ま
now
で
see
終
all
わら
of
ない
the lies
魔
that
術師同
Kotomina
士の殺
says,
し合いに
knowing full well that they're
Oh
lies.
yeah,
And we can just deconstruct
Oh, yeah.
everything we believed in from episode 4.
damn. This is going to be fun because when we went to Fate, we were all blind. We didn't understand what was going on, and now we can see at least a little bit, not
the
a lot,
politics
a
going
little
on.
bit. Yeah, we can see Kotomine's BS. We can see a little bit of Ilia's BS. We can see a little bit of Tosaka's BS.
We can see all of Saber.
You can
We can-
appreciate all the times Tosaka is wrong, and she's just
We
making
can
shit up
abs-
when she explains things
we-
incorrectly to you.
Just the thing, we can absolutely call Saber on her BS.
Yes, we can absolutely call Saber on her bullshit. We can call Tosaka on her bullshit too. She acts like she knows everything and she explains things to you, but sometimes she just explains things incorrectly. She's just making shit up to sound smart.
Oh yeah.
Or she's been lied to by Kotomine or her father, which is also a possibility. The phrases I heard swirl in my head. I have been chosen as a master. Tolsaka says she is a master. Familiars called servants, and a battle to the death between magi called the Holy Grail War.
待て、なんだそれ。いきなり何言ってんだお前。
気持ちはわかるけど、私は事実を口にするだけよ。それに、あなただって心の底では理解してい
Oh
るん
yeah,
じゃない？
we can
一度
call
ならず二度
Shinji
まで
on
も
his
サーバントに殺され
BS.
かけて、自分はもう
Damn.
逃げられない立場なんだ。
Oh,
That's
Shinji's
really
gonna be very
fun.
different this time around.
Oh,
The way
I want
Shinji
Shinji to
interacts
be
with us.
smashed. I want Shinji to be smashed in pieces by Berserker again. Imagine.
That's certainly I was almost killed by that Lancer guy, but
あ、違う
Boomer,
わ
I
ね。
don't think
殺されかけたんじゃなくて、
oh
殺された
man,
んだっ
this is
け。
gonna be so much
I'm
fun.
just-
よく生き返ったわ
This is
ね。
gonna be
This
I'm
is
so
just
much fun.
remembering.
this is going to be fun.
It's
Not almost killed, but
Okay.
actually killed. I can't wait for Boomer to witness this scene with Shinji.
In the final?
No, that other scene with Shinji. That's right.
The other one?
Oh, you know the one. You know the one I'm talking about.
I think I
damn it!
forgot.
Damn it! No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. After this first episode, we should record another episode just to make the tier lists of the.
Yeah, we'll record
characters
like a
of the
short
fate
discussion
route.
segment, and I'll post that before this. It's gonna be like a weird time
Yeah,
travel
we
thing.
should probably do that.
Yeah.
It will be weird doing this after we're beginning UBW, but I'm pretty sure this first episode will have practically nothing of difference, so I guess we
You
are
will be
clear.
surprised if we go until the end of day 4, but we'll get there. I was killed by that guy.
Wait a minute, because we cannot go too late, please.
We won't. I should be more surprised
1 in the
about the fact that I'm
morning, not a
alive.
lot for me, buddy. I
than
have to
about
wake
this
up early
situation I'm in.
tomorrow.
Relax, it's gonna be fine. The wound in my chest, the escaping blood, the escaping warmth, and the pure voice I heard amidst all of that.
納得いった？とっくにあなたはそういう
Oh
立場
yeah,
になってるんだ
by
よ。
the way, now
何
we'll
も分かって
actually
ないからって逃げる
now
ことなんて
Tosaka
で
will
きない
probably
し、
speak up for
あ
the
なたの
fact
魔
that
術師なら
she's
覚
the
悟
one
ぐ
that
らい決まってるでしょ？
resurrected Shirou.
殺し殺
Oh
されるの
yeah,
が私たち
that
だって
thing
ね。
happened.
Tosaka is in a good mood, maybe because she enjoys watching me be troubled.
Oh, and just another thing, because to everyone watching this, all the 3 dudes and the Japanese dude that's still here, hey, shout out to you, buddy. You do you. I'm the only one here who has not watched UBW yet. Mapo Tofu and Zevlen have already seen everything that is to see, and Unlimited has pretty much watched everything from now on in anime,
In the anime
which
form.
is not a big.
In the annual form.
Yeah, it's not exactly representative.
So every single time they are going to be quiet, you understand that they're trying not to give me spoilers, because I'm trying to call off the shots and they are, yeah, pretty
laughing at
interesting,
your
right?
face.
Yeah.
I may not have all the information, but I have enough.
Let me pause for a sec. I'll be back. Okay?
Well, let's do it.
I'm prepared. But
遠坂、
That
俺がラン
was
サ
a
ーに
big
殺されたこと
intermission.
を
But
知っ
anyway,
てるのか？
I know where we're gonna stop today. I think I do. I wonder how she knows that fact.
少し調子に乗りすぎたか。
She's acting suspiciously.
今のはただの推測よ。つまんないことだから忘れなさい。
つまんないことじゃないぞ。俺はあの時。
いいから、そんなことよりもっと自分の置かれた立場を知りなさいっての。あなたも7人のマスターの一人、聖杯戦争の主役なんだから。
Tosaka turns her back to me and paces as if she's a teacher or something.
いい？この町では何十年かに一度7人のマスターが選ばれて、それぞれサーバントが与えられるの。マスターは斧が手足であるサーバントを行使して、これが聖杯戦争と呼ばれる儀式のルールよ。私もマスターに選ばれた一人。だからサーバントと契約したし、 あなただってセイバーと契約した。エミヤ君は自分でセイバーを呼び出したわけじゃなさそうだけど、もともとサーバントってのは聖杯が与えてくれる使い魔だからね。
Tosaka's explanation is too brief for me to understand. There is one thing I do wonder about.
ちょっと待ってくれ。トサカはセイバーを使い魔だって言うけど、俺にはそうは思えない。だって使い魔っていうのは猫とか鳥だろ。そりゃ人の幽霊を扱うやつもいるっていうけど。
Well, we found out she isn't a servant either, so.
それにその
Cats and birds.
とても
I feel sad for Shirou.
I glance at Saber. Saber is quietly listening to our conversation. She looks just like a human being. I wonder why that is. I don't know her identity, but she's a girl about my age.
Oh yeah, by the way.
まあ、サー
About
バントは
that.
その分類ではあるけど、位置づけは段違いよ。何しろそこにいる彼女はね、使い魔としては最強とされるゴーストライナーなんだから。
ゴーストライナー。じゃあそのやっぱり幽霊ってことか。
One of the classic moments of Rin not knowing what she's talking
幽
about.
霊。似たようなものだけど、そんなもんと一緒にしたらセイバーに殺されるわよ。サーバントは受肉した過去の英雄。精霊に近い人間以上の存在なんだから。
受肉した過去の英雄。
I find it funny that this was actually something we should have discussed in the last VIII episode, and I think this is a prime time for us to talk about it because Tosaka is going over it right now. Servants, right? Heroic spirits, other than Saber, they're clones of the original person, right? Like there's soul data that's cloned and imported into the real world. You guys remember that?
Okay. Yes.
So the Gilgamesh that we're fighting and that's trying to become real isn't actually Gilgamesh.
Yeah,
he isn't the original Gilgamesh
the
at
real
all.
Gilgamesh is
He isn't?
dead.
Yeah.
So he really doesn't have any more right to anything in the world than you or I.
Yeah,
He isn't
and
real.
Just another question: how does he have the original weapons when
because
he's
it's
not
his
the
noble
original
phantasm.
Gilgamesh?
Because it's his noble
And
phantasm. He's
why?
functionally Gilgamesh. He's functionally Gilgamesh. They
Yeah,
hold the real things. They're just not the real people.
Yeah.
So just a question:
It's like
is every single noble phantasm just stored in a vacuum where he takes his one out of there
Yes.
at all times?
Well, technically speaking, his noble phantasm isn't the weapons; it's the vault. There is a spiritual vault in the other side of the world where he keeps all of the original forms of the noble phantasms. The portals he opens are gates to that vault. He hasn't, his noble phantasms aren't the weapons; it's the storage.
so he has an unlimited noble phantasm.
Yes.
That certainly seems fishy, but anyway.
Well, it's
That seems
a
broken.
representation of his ownership of everything as the first
Yeah.
king of the
It
world.
feels fishy because it's so broken. That's why
Well, yeah,
it seems weird.
He's pretty broken.
he is very broken.
過去だろうが現
You could
代
say
だろう
that's
が
the point.
とにかく死亡した伝説上の英雄を
But I do
こう
think
引
it's
っ張
kind
って
of
きてね
funny, and it's going to be more funny when we get to the end of UBW. I don't want to spoil it, but for someone that thinks so highly of himself as the original hero and as the original king and as the ruler of everything with a divine right to
The
possess the
perfect
world,
one.
he isn't
Blah,
actually
blah,
any of these
blah,
things.
blah, blah.
He's just a
Yeah.
clone, right?
Yeah, she's just a cheap copy.
You start to wonder if the Grail didn't make him crazy, right? Because he says it didn't, and that he was like this all along. But who knows?
If you ever,
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
Saber thought of him as a different person in the Fourth War. Maybe it's because she didn't talk to him much, excluding the existence of Zero, right? Ignoring that Zero exists. It begs the question of whether the corruption of the Grail, if the curse really got to his head.
まあ呼び出すまでがマスターの役割で、後の実体化は聖杯がしてくれるんだけどね。魂を形にするなんてのは一介の魔術師には不可能だもの。
ちょっと待て。過去の英雄って
Saber. I look over at Saber. And she's a heroine from the past, too. Well, it's true that nobody would dress like that now, but still.
そんなの不可能だ。
Well, you should
Bruh.
read more manga, Shirou. According to manga, everyone dresses like that these days.
当然よ。これは魔術じゃないもの。あくまで聖杯による現象と考えなさい。そうでなければ魂を再現して固定化するなんてでき。
魂の再現って。じゃあそのサーバントは幽霊とは違う。
違うわ。人間であれ動物であれ機械であれ、偉大な功績を残すと輪廻の枠から外されて一段階上に昇華するって話聞いたことない？
Buddhism moment.
英霊っていうのはそういう連中よ。要するに崇め立て祀られて疑似的な神様になった者たちなんでしょうね。高霊術とか口寄せとか、そういう一般的な霊を扱う魔術は彼らの力の一部。
Well, in terms of there's natural gods in the world of the Nasuverse are divine beings. They're just spirits that were created within that context. It's a semantic difference, but they also gain power through worship.
けど
Like
このサーバン
Bellerophon,
トっていうのは英霊
I didn't
本
know.
体を
Rider's
直接連れてきて
Pegasus
使い魔にす
is
る
a divine beast. It's
Oh, okay,
technically
okay,
a
okay. I
god.
know, I know.
だから基本的には霊体としてそばにいるけど、必要とあれば実体化させて戦わせられるってわけ。
その霊体と実体を使い分けられるってことか。さっき遠坂についてたやつが消えたのは霊体になったから。
そう。今はここの家の
There
屋
you
根
go.
で
This
外を
is a
見張ってる
different
わ。
thing from the scene that we previously read.
さっきの戦いで分かったと思うけど、サーバントを倒せるのは同じ霊体であるサーバントだけなの。そりゃ相手が実体化していればこっちの攻撃も当たるから、うまくすれば倒せるかもしれない。けどサーバントはみんな怪物じみてるでしょ。だから怪物の相手は怪物に
Well,
任
as
せ
we
て、
explored later,
マス
that's
ターは
also a
後方
literal
支援を
thing
するっていうのがセ
where
オリーね。
humans can't physically hurt servants without a noble phantasm of their own, or a similar enchanted weapon. So you can't.
Yeah, because I was about to question how Archer killed Berserker a bunch of times without knowing his noble phantasm. Anyway.
6
No,
times
no. I
per
mean,
hour.
I mean that even if you attack a servant as a human being with a nuclear bomb, that isn't going to do anything, because it's a human weapon attacking a servant, which is a non-material entity.
Okay.
I think Shirou explains that with like if Saber attacked him with a paper knife, she wouldn't she couldn't do damage to another servant because that paper knife is being wielded by a spirit. If it were to be even like an explosion wielded by a human, it wouldn't do anything to a servant. It's different matter. They're different material. So she calls them monsters. I don't know about the other servants, but I don't want to talk about Saber like that.
とにかくマスターになった人間は召喚したサーバントを使って他のマスターを倒さなければならない。
言葉の上でなら。けど納得なんて言ってないぞ。そもそもそんな悪趣味なことを誰が何のために始めたんだ。
それは私が知るべきことでもないし、答えてあげることでもない。そのあたりはいずれ
Yes, our
ちゃんと聖
favorite
杯戦
priest,
争を監督しているやつに聞きな
Kotomine
さい。
Kire.
Oh boy, that will be
Shonen.
私が教えてあげられるのはね、
boy.
あなたはもう戦うしかなくて、サーバントは強力な使い魔だからうまく使えってことだけよ。
He's a priest. He's a nice person. He can be a bad guy.
So we're gonna skip on
Yeah.
the path to the church. It's a bit windy now.
Ah, come on.
It must be partly because this place is. on
Yeah,
top
wait
of
a
hill.
minute. After this, we're going to meet a certain little blonde lolly.
Yes, and it's
She
gonna be
will
different.
have a big boy. This big boy usually only fights Saber. What will happen now that this big boy
Saber,
fights
comma,
Archer
and
too?
Archer. Right? Because Archer is now here.
Yeah, and knowing the fact that Archer killed Berserker a bunch of times.
Yep.
Yep.
What's gonna happen? I wonder. The wind is a bit stronger than
Ooh,
normal
that
and
could
carries
be
a sharp chill.
シロ話は終わりました
I love this disguise. It's
事
so
情は
subtle.
嫌っていうほど思い知
Wait
ら
a
され
minute,
た
wait a minute, wait a minute. That frame of Saber saying, Shirou, is your business here complete with this rope on his
Yes, it's the
feels
drug
like
deal.
a meme. It feels like a meme. It feels like something we should make a meme out of it.
We totally should.
But anyway.
それでは
Saber with the raincoat was a massive meme in the 2000s. She comes closer and looks up at me. It's only natural for her to do so. Her fate is determined by my choice. Literally, Emiya. You don't know
Title
that,
card.
but
Title card. The damn title card was
俺に務まるかどうかはわからないけど
you're definitely
マ
not.
スターとして戦うって決めた
I'm sorry,
yeah.
man.
一
Oh,
人前な男ではないん
buddy.
だけど
Oh, buddy.
俺がマスターって
For
こ
you
と
to
に
become a
納得してくれる
decent
か
master, there's so
Saber.
much thing that should happen.
This is
Oh,
the real
boy.
tragedy. Shirou recognizes that Saber's fate is in his hands, but he won't save her this time.
納得するも何もありません
Oh.
あなたは初めから
Amazing.
私のマスターです
Amazing. He will never even find out.
あなたの剣になると誓ったではないですか
Oh yeah. How did they do this in the anime?
They just ignored the fact that Saber exists, and they didn't develop her character at all.
That's true.
Saber literally exists in the show to get beat up. That's her point in the anime. Is to get beat
Oh
up.
boy, what a tragic fate.
Yep. If only
Oh,
fate
what-
would be so
what-
kind. That scene flashes through my mind.
そうだったなセイバーがそう言ってくれると助かる
I
Press
take a
F
deep
to pay
breath and
respect.
look at Saber again.
それじゃあ握手しようこれからよろしくセイバー
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
this from the anime.
Wait a minute. That's a deceit. There's a deceit. There's a bastard. That's a bastard. He wants to touch hands with Saber. That's why he's doing all of that.
I extend my right hand.
He has an objective and he will do everything for it. He's a damn bastard.
I don't care what relationship a master and his servant should have, nor do I know what I should be doing now. If this is the way things are going to be, I at
Damn.
least want our first
Damn,
reading to be in
Damn,
style.
everyone, we should allow master to hold hands with their servants. Come on, man.
セイバーあれ
Don't
も
have
しかして
He
握
said
手は
him
ダメ
here.
か
いいえそんなことはありませんただ突然だったので驚きました
Stop playing with my heart, Saber. Why are you doing this to me? Saber takes my hand as she says so.
今一度誓いましょう
Wait a minute.
あなたの身に
We
霊児がある
will
限り
never know.
この身はあなたの剣になると
We will never know during this entire route what we saw in Fate.
No, this is the
Nine.
grand tragedy of fate. Is that Saber has no opportunity
Damn.
to be happy this time around.
よくわからないけど
Yep,
That's kind of sad.
it does suck. Saber is really
That's
serious, so I
really
nod.
sad.
Come to think of it, this is weird. It really
Damn, that's really
recontextualizes the
sad.
anime, because you know what happens in the end. Unlimited.
Yeah.
I know,
So-
I know.
We're under the winter night sky. I'm shaking hands with a girl I just
Oh,
met,
by
and
the
we're
way,
talking like we're making a
can
contract.
I make a little joke?
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad one, but anyway. Damn, that's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
Let's do it.
ふーんその分じゃ放っておい
I
てほし
didn't
い
get
ね
it, but
あなたた
okay.
ち
Alexa, please.
was weird. That
That was pretty. Yeah. That
Tosaka's making fun of the romantic
Oh.
partners. I quickly let go of her hand.
Damn.
Tosaka's brutal, man.
Damn.
Zevlen, just
Yeah.
that was.
We're having Nasu
anime
literally
day.
wrote this. It was like, let's have Saber and Shirou have a romantic, or not a romantic, an emotional moment, and then Tosaka just goes and says, "Haha, what a loser."
Dude, that's pretty much. It's my impression that's going to be the synopsis of Saber during this entire route.
No, Saber just got
She tried
shot
to have-
down. This was her getting like
Yeah,
sidelined
she tries,
forever.
she tries to have she tries to have anything. Yo, what the heck is she? The simp. Sakura comes from the damn
What a
benches.
fucking simp. When I turn around, I see Tosaka and that knight in red.
仲いいじゃない。さっきまでは話もしなかったのに大した変わりよう
Yeah, it's almost like we spent
何
50
セーバ
hours
ーの
with
こ
her
と
or
は完全
something.
に信頼したってわけ？
いやそういうわけじゃないけど、いやそういうことになるのか。
Very diegetic experience.
まだ
Fits
セイバーの
in
ことは何も知らないけど、これから一緒にやるんだ。
そうならせいぜい気を張りなさい。あなたたちがそうなった以上私たちも容赦しないから。
Thank you, Tosaka. Your kindness is unparalleled. I tilt my head in wonder. For a brief moment, I don't get what she said.
Thank you. Wait a minute. That thank you from Zevlen was really weird, but anyway.
ここまで連れてきてあげたのはあなたがまだ敵にもなっていなかったからよ。けどこれでエミヤ君もマスターの一人でしょ。ならやるべきことは一つしかないと思うけど。
Well, she's right, but...
なんでさ、俺、遠坂と喧嘩するつもりはないぞ。
Oh, but she intends to fight you, son.
あ、やっぱりそうきたか。参ったな。これじゃあ連れてきた意味がないじゃない。
Tosaka slumps her shoulders.
リン。
何？
Oh yeah,
私がいい
Archer's
って言う
there.
まで口出しはしない約束でしょ。
Just didn't
Archer.
notice the gorilla man.
Yeah, he's a red and black wall in there.
それは承知
Here's
し
a
ている。
candle.
He's a
この
candle.
ままでは拉致が開
He's
く
a
ま
church
で
candle.
Candle.
Massive church candle.
He's a candle.
相手の覚悟など確かめるまでもない。倒しやすい敵がいるのなら遠慮なく叩くべきだ。
Archer is very excited to kill
そんなこ
Shirou.
と言われなくても分かってるけど。
It's like, we need to kill them now, bro. Let's fucking do it.
He does not realize that Saber nearly killed him in 5 seconds of combat.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
And
I love how it's
He
going
doesn't
here.
care.
Saber is quiet in the
Yeah,
background. Shiro's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight you. Tosaka's like, yeah, but you know, this is a war. We have to do things. And Archer's just like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's go, bro. Let's do it, bro.
I want to beat him.
Let's go.
Yeah,
分かってい
it's
るのなら行動
impressive.
に移せ。
It's impressive.
それとも何か君はまたその
Is
男
Irene
に
going
情
to
け
show
をかけるのか
us mercy?
Oh yeah, and because
Archer,
you was
we
pretty much
almost
relying
killed
on
you.
mercy. Yeah,
We
You are
spent a
pretty much
command
wrong.
spell to spare your
you are
life.
going to be pretty
So
tough
you
without
are
that
my
mercy. That mercy.
Oh, a special reason.
そんなわけないでしょ。
Special.
Fuck you,
Let's
Archer.
already. Love triangle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
ただこいつには借りがあるじゃない。それを返さない限り気持ちよく戦えないだけよ。
I love how much more character Archer has in
また何にな。
one episode
Oh, yeah.
than he had the entire
I
rest.
I
That's
mean,
terrible.
someone needed to have any form of profit on top of Saber's dead body. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. And Archer's gone. The knight in red, Archer,
Bye.
disappears. No, rather, I
Bye-bye.
just can't see him anymore. According to Tosaka, servants are spirits. Saber says she cannot turn into spirit form, but I'm sure Tosaka's servant can, since Tosaka is a complete master. So this is after our conversation with Kotomine, I believe. Well, that aside,
なあ、遠坂。仮ってもしかしてさっきのことか。
そうよ。形はどうあれ、エミヤ君はレイジを使ってセイバーを止めたでしょ。だから
wait a minute.
少しは遠慮し
Wait
て
a
あげなく
minute.
ちゃバランスが悪いってこと。
Just a little thing. Have we skipped the conversation with Kotomine?
I believe so, yes.
Ah, come on, that would have been fun. And
Yorokobe.
Yorokobe shonin.
遠坂は。
didn't we lose the comments you said that would not be equal?
No, they're
Shouldn't
the
we go
same.
back?
I think that
There is
I
a
think they're the
分
same.
かってるわ。
I prepared
女の
spice.
心の
If we can skip it, then it's because it's the same.
けどしょうがないじゃない。私借りっぱなしって嫌いなんだから。
She turns away.
けどこんなのは期間限定のサービスなんだから。明日になったら容赦しないから。せいぜいセーバーと作戦でも立てなさい。
つまり、サービスは今日いっぱいってわけか。
そうよ。まあここまで連れてきたのはその町に戻るぐらいまでは面倒見てあげるわ。
Tosaka starts to walk without looking at us.
行きましょうシロ。彼女の言う通りここに長居するのは良くない。
Damn it, Saber with the cape is just so good.
I know how to
It's
saber and
just
follow Tosaka.
meme potential is good.
You didn't see the enemy.
The three of us descend the hill together. It might be because Tosaka is walking ahead, but we go down the hill with a few words.
Really? Where? Where's Archer?
There is a forked road ahead of us. Maybe he's just in spirit form. One path leads to the main street going towards the Shinto station, and the other leads to the big bridge leading to Miyama City. Tosaka stops at the intersection.
トサカなんだよ
Tosaka remembers she died here. That one bad
橋
ending.
の方だろ
That's true.
Oh yeah.
うん。
You do not run
悪
away
いけ
from
どこ
Berserker.
こからは一人で帰って。エミヤ君にかまけてて忘れてたけど、私だって暇じゃないの。せっかくシントにいるんだから探し物の一つもして帰るわ。
She sensed Ilya. She sensed it.
探
She
し物っ
knows what's
て
coming up.
他のマスターか
そう。あなたがどう思っているか知らないけど、私はこの時をずっと待っていた。7人のマスターが揃って、
You already get
聖杯戦争っていう
development.
この
First
試合が
episode.
始まるこの夜をね。なら、ここでおとなしく帰るなんて選択肢はないでしょ。セイバーを倒せなかった分、他のサーバントでも仕留めないと気が済まないわ。
Tosaka's eyes show her determination. That makes me realize Tosaka-rin is a magus. Her mentality and her knowledge as a magus are complete. So why?
だからここでお別れよ。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると
Why
何
what?
かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
Why does she have this part of her that's unlike a magus? She didn't explain the rules to me out of any sense of obligation. She just supported me, understanding the situation I'm in, and acted fairly. So things are back to normal now that the explanations are over. As a master, I will just be a target to her now. But still, Tosaka said those words to me. For Tosaka, everything that happened tonight is unnecessary. It would be troublesome if we stay together any longer. If she's going to say something like that, she should have left us alone from the beginning. Tosaka's smart, so she should know that all too well. But still, she set aside all thoughts of loss or gain and helped me out. The Tosaka in front of me is so different from the one at school. Even when I put it nicely, she's sour, cranky, unapproachable, and so different that I want to scream. Man, it feels almost like a fraud. Yet, still, Tosaka-rin is just how everyone thought she was.
ああトサカ
Poor
いいや
Saber.
つなんだな
Poor Saber, yes.
Poor Saber.
何よ突然。
She's just with the
おだてだって
hood in
手
the
は抜
back.
かないわ
But
よ。
anyway.
I know that. She won't go easy on me, and that's why she said it'll be a bother if she feels empathy for
知っ
me.
てるけどできれば敵同士にはなりたくない俺お前みたいなやつは好きだ
I remember this in the anime. I love it.
Tosaka falls silent for some reason. The silent suburbs, the church at the top of the hill, and the silence of the foreigner's cemetery feel surprisingly warm.
とにかくサーバントがやられたら
Bruh.
迷わずさっきの教会に逃げ込みなさいよ。
Tosaka
そうすれば
blushing.
命だけは助かるんだから。
Tosaka blushing.
あ
We have
It's
won
Barbie
the
or
あ
game.
聞けるけど一応聞
I
いてお
think
く
so.
けどそんなことにはならないだろうどう考えてもセイバーより俺の方が短命だ
Shirou doesn't even know how right he is on that aspect.
うん。
Tosaka reacts strangely once again. After
Well,
letting out a sigh, she
technically he's
glances at
wrong.
Saber.
Wait a minute. Technically, he's wrong because Saber's already dead. But anyway.
I mean, not yet.
I
She is
don't
going to
know.
be already dead if she wins the Grail.
No. No,
That's true.
she's
She's
already
not
dead. No, she's already dead. King Arthur has gone away a long time ago.
No, remember the stipulation.
No.
She can only die once she gets the Grail.
And what happened after the battle? Did she just stay
No, she
there
died
for
because she
eternity?
destroyed the Grail and her contract was nulled. was voided.
Yeah, so
I should say.
so technically it already happened.
Not
So
yet,
every single
because
time.
she hasn't voided her
Wait
contract
a
yet.
minute. Now we're going to time travel shenanigans. So
Whatever.
technically, every single fate route.
What I mean to say.
No. I get the damn question. If every single time, Saber has already destroyed someone has already destroyed the Holy Grail, so Saber's pact is broken, so she can die.
That's
so
the if, though. That's what I'm saying.
Saber's dead in the past as King Arthur. The fact that King Arthur is dead shows that the story will end with the breaking of the Holy Grail.
We don't know. There is no guarantee that Saber is going to get or destroy the Grail this time around.
Yeah.
There is no guarantee of that.
And each timeline is different.
Each timeline is very different.
Yeah.
You can't expect the same ending.
Because... Okay.
Let's just put it at that. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Like the timeline that Berserker killed Green and Saber and everything.
Yeah. She can continue to be alive. Maybe at some point in the future she gets the Grail and then dies, but that's besides the point.
せいぜい気をつけなさい。いくらセーバーが優れているからってマスターであるあなたがやられちゃったらそれまでなんだから。
She turns her back and starts walking. But as if she's seen a ghost, her feet stop dead in her tracks. Dead in their tracks.
お話は終わり？
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
In the
Ladies
anime
and
series,
gentlemen, it's time for a wrestling double team tag match against the one and only Berserker.
A youthful voice echoes through the night. The melodic tone is unmistakably that of a young girl. My vision is drawn to the top of the hill. There!
Archer, you better have a body when we look back at you.
You better be using.
You better have a body. You better have a body and a noble phantasm and something in your hand.
I don't know when the clouds parted.
Possible. Damn, if you can't bring a bow and arrow, screw it.
Boomer. Don't worry, he can
Berserker.
take Berserker out.
Boomer, I think Archer is sleeping right now.
But a brilliant moon is now shining in the sky. The shadow is long and grotesque like a devil in a picture book. In this gloomy town of shadow pictures stands a figure that should not be there.
The moon really is beautiful tonight.
まさか。
Tosaka mumbles a word I'm not accustomed to hearing. Even though I don't know what she means, I can feel the giant's dreadfulness all too well. That thing is not human. Then it is one of the beings called servants, just like Saber.
こんばんはお兄ちゃん。こうして会うのは2度目だね。
The girl smiles as she says this. That innocence sends a chill down my spine.
Oh yeah, by the way, there is this whole aspect of PM with Ilya that we haven't worked out yet.
Yep. The girl looks so out of place next to the thing behind her, it feels like I'm dreaming. No, chill is an understatement. Not just my body, but my mind is frozen as well. That thing is a monster. I'm not even staring at it, but its mere presence roots me to the spot.
What? Hey, Zevlen.
Yes.
単純な能力だけなら
Pretty interesting that the description he gives, it's pretty close to the description people give to seeing Primarchs in 40k.
Pretty much, yeah. It's interesting that the description has changed as well from the Fate route. His reaction to Berserker is...
What was his reaction in the Fate route?
You can rewatch episode 4 for that. I just know the text is different.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You can't expect me to remember everything. I don't know. I was just noting it was different. Tosaka glares at the monster above her, clicking her tongue.
How can you recognize it? Wait a minute, How can you recognize it was different when you don't remember the original reaction, damn it?
Because I know.
Because the simple fact that Tosaka Ring has
the CGs used are different as well.
Yeah.
In her, I see despair and the spirit to not lose to it.
あーちゃん、あれは力押しでなんとかなる相手じゃない。ここはあなた本来の戦い方に徹するべきよ。
She murmurs this quietly. The knight without form replies to her.
了解した。だが守りはどうする？リンではあれの突進は防げまい。
こっちは3人よ。しのぐだけなら何とでもなるわ。
He must have nodded to her words. The presence behind Tosaka vanishes instantly.
エミヤ君、逃げるか戦うかはあなたの自由よ。けど、できるなら何とか逃げなさい。
This is directly opposite to what she tells us last time.
相談は済んだ。なら始めちゃっていい？
The girl laughs playfully. She curtsies in a manner quite out of place in such a situation.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルって言えばわかるでしょ？
アイツベル。
Tosaka's body stiffens, apparently recognizing the name. Perhaps she liked Tosaka's reaction as the girl smiles happily, and then...
じゃあ殺すね。やっちゃえ、バーサーカー。
She orders the strange shape behind her as if she's singing. The massive form flies through the air. In one bound, the thing called Berserker crosses the dozens of meters from the top of the hill.
シロ、下がって。
In the moonlight, bullets rain down on the descending giant like a shooting star. They have extreme accuracy. The silver lights that are shooting through the giant are indeed arrows. No, the word arrow is an understatement. It's like a barrage from a machine gun, and each shot could pierce through rocks. 8 shots of that. It should be able to mow down houses, but...
嘘、聞いていない。
It has no effect on the giant. The two swords clash, the giant's sword of Berserker who came down through a rain of arrows, and the sword of Saber who ran to his landing spot. The two blades spark on contact. The swords clash. Even though she's overpowered by Berserker's attack, Saber does not yield. Silver lights run through the darkness. How much magical energy is in that small body of hers? Even though Saber is obviously weaker, she is proving to be a match against Berserker. She blocks, parries, and faces the assault of that giant sword head-on.
And meanwhile, Archer is apparently scratching his balls. So yeah.
He must not be the only one who's
happened?
odd. The master of that giant and the one standing next to me, Tosaka, are also fascinated by Saber's figure.
あーちゃん、援護。
Tosaka agrees with you, Olly. In response to her voice,
yeah.
a silver light is fired out. Remember, Archer isn't very enthused about having to cooperate with Saber.
I find it funny that he decided to not step up in the fight, even when his master is pretty much at the range of the direction of the attack of the units of a thing.
Maybe Archer hopes that Berserker kills Saber first. The light, the silver light strikes the giant right in his temple.
And then
But it's still too risky to do it.
Yeah.
The arrow that came flying through the air is as powerful as a tank shell. No matter what this giant may be, he has to take some damage from that. Saber slashes with her invisible sword right after the shot connects, but her attack is countered by a huge blow, and she is flung away. Saber slides across the asphalt. A black whirlwind runs in pursuit, and silver lights come flashing down to intercept him. But they have no effect. The 3 arrows hit the giant square in his forehead, but simply disappear. The giant does not stop. Saber blocks the giant blade with her own. And we have a situation. My scream is meaningless. As Saber blocks Berserker's sword head-on, she is flung away like a ball and she falls to the ground. She dizzy? She has her knees on the ground and does not move. The girl's voice echoes. the black giant charges at Saber with brutal speed.
あーちゃん続けて
Tosaka starts running as she screams. She must intend to help her. She runs up the hill while taking out something that looks like a rock.
Oh yeah, by the way, just a little question. Considering Archer does not have a bow and arrow, what is he exactly shooting at?
He does have a bow
Berserker?
and arrow.
Oh, he does?
He does.
Wow.
We saw his bow last time.
What?
Don't you remember?
else
He
is
was
sitting on Archer?
in his second
That's true.
in Shirou's second conversation with Archer in the last time. He was practicing. Shooting outside the shed.
Oh yeah.
Shirou comments that it's a weird-looking bow.
Damn,
Tosaka scatters
an archer
obsidian
that-
jewels in the sky. And
Finally, an archer who has a bow and arrow. But
I know,
anyway.
right? And numerous
just like
silver
birds
lights
that-
come flying from the heavens. Even with that, Berserker's charge does not stop. What a monster. I finally understand how absurd he is. That giant isn't just strong, he must be protected by some law of immortality created from abnormal amounts of magical energy.
いいよ
Bruh.
うるさいのは無視しなさいどうせアーチャーとリンの攻撃じゃんあなたの宝具を超えられないんだから
The girl's voice rings out. The giant's sword is swung, and Saber bravely blocks it with her sword and is flung away once again. She flies dozens of meters. Saber flies through the air like a pitcher's fastball and plows into the open terrain off the road. She must be dead. Once is bad enough, but she can't be okay after receiving such a blow twice. The black whirlwind moves. The match is already decided, but he's not done yet. The giant called Berserker roars and charges onto the open land. She'll die. Even if Saber's still alive, she'll surely die now. And as long as I'm here, I'm sure I'll die as well.
できるのならなんとか逃げて
The one who said that isn't here. Tosaka went after Berserker. She must intend to keep fighting against this monster if that is unscathed by all these attacks. I have a choice.
Oh, it's different now.
It is different now. I'll just save you.
What the?
I just want to
Damn
say
it.
one thing.
Damn.
I just want to say one thing. It's just my impression art is being useless. It is throwing some arrows, but the arrows
Both
is
of them are
doing nothing.
useless again. Both of them are useless.
Yeah,
Saber, Saber is becoming a pinball in Berserkers.
Yeah, well, if you
And
remember,
then-
last time Saber was also a pinball in this fight.
Yeah. But now we have a lot of flashlights that just peel off of Berserker's skin, so yeah.
Okay.
We have a choice.
I just want to say one thing. I don't remember what Shirou did here. So I am not sure what is
jumps
the right
in
choice.
front- He jumps in front of Berserker and protects Saber.
But this time we don't have the impetus to protect Saber, or the ability, really, because she's been thrown across the fucking city. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we follow them. Holy shit! I think I will kill us. Yeah.
Let's go see Taiga. Follow them.
Follow them? Okay.
I nearly want to do as Tosaka said, just to see the
No,
horrible
that's
death we
definitely
have.
death. That's
I want to
definitely-
see Taiga. I want
No.
to see Taiga again.
No.
It's
No, just no.
funny.
It's
We're
amazing
probably-
to see you guys
probably
learn
fuck
from
it up.
Taiga's
We are
advice.
probably fuck it up with a follow them. We are probably fuck it up, but okay.
Very well, follow them.
Oh.
I know I won't be able to do anything even if I do go. But still, I still feel her hand in mine. I told her we'll try our best. She shook the hand I held out. So,
ああもうそんなの決まってるじゃないか
I don't know if you guys noticed, but we might have gotten a saber point. I'll be killed if I go up the hill after that giant. My body is trembling from the fact, but I suppress it and run up the slope.
セイバー
I run into the open land. And then, the scenery there is totally unexpected.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
What we would have done if we stayed there?
I'm not gonna say that.
Would we just stare Ilya down like, yeah, you come here always? Just what we would do?
Ilya
But
would
because-
kill us.
We and Ilya like staring at each other. Hey, you come here every single Monday? Yeah, me too. Me too. I like to the priest. Yeah, he's pretty. He's not that bad. I know.
Gravestones are flying around.
He's a little bit suspicious.
He's a little sus. Every time the giant swings his swords, the heavy
He's
gravestones are
a-
split in two.
He's a sussy baka.
In the midst of it, a knight bravely runs through the storm of gravestones. We have our fucking thumbnail, finally.
Yeah.
The axe sword rages around. Gravestones are flung aside. In the chaos, Saber is fighting Berserker with the same, no, with more power than before. Their positions are reversed here. The advantage belongs to someone with a small body like Saber. Berserker is hindered by obstacles and Saber acts as if there's nothing in her way. I'm sure that a hindrance of this degree is only trivial for Berserker, but it's more than nothing. It's only a slight difference, but that slight difference is tipping the scale the other way now.
こっち前に出るととばっちり食らうわよ。何考えてんのよあんた。逃げろって言ったでしょ。それとも何？もしかして聞こえなかったわけ？
Sorry, Tosaka. She's really angry.
I guess we lost a point with her,
けどそういうわけにもいかないだろ
or at least are not
なんでそういう
one
わ
of
けにもいかないなん
the.
て結論が出るのよ。エミヤ君は戦う手段がないんだから、いるだけ邪魔ってわからない？いろいろやって死ぬんならしょうがないけど、何もせずにやられちゃったら無駄死にってもんじゃない。
I don't know why, but Tosaka is seriously angry. Even though I'm getting yelled at, I don't feel bad for some reason.
それ遠坂が怒ることか別に俺が無駄死にしようと遠坂には関係ないだろう
関係あるわよ。今日一杯は見逃してあげるって言ったんだから、ちゃんと家に帰ってもらわないと困るの、私が。
I'm confused even more now. Tosaka sure had a different face on at school.
たく、とにかくまだ無事なんだから、今のうちに逃げなさい。あのイリアスフィールってガキ、本気で私たちを皆殺しにするつもりだろうから。
それは分かってるけど逃げられるわけないだろう
それは一人前のセリフよ。何の援護もできないあなたがいても無駄死にするだけでしょ。
Meanwhile, Archer's again doing the long and practiced art of scratching the balls. But anyway.
そんなことあるもんか体がある限りできることはあるはずだそれにな遠坂自分にできないことを人にやらせる気かお前
Tosaka looks at me with a serious expression.
そうね。自分にできないことをあなたに強制するなんて恥知らずはこっちだった。
She looks away.
確かに逃げる必要はないかもね。あの調子じゃセイバーは負けないだろうし。
Let us be optimistic and just imagine Archer is finding a better shooting position. Tosaka takes a peek from behind the tree. Their battle is continuing without change. Berserker's attacks smash through empty space and only destroy his surroundings. Between the attacks, within the swirling whirlwind and flying clods, within the rain of broken gravestones, Saber rushes in without even dirtying her armor and attacks Berserker. It is a divine work of utmost excellence. My fear has disappeared, seeing that this battle is totally impossible for mere humans. Instead, I'm fascinated. I could not believe I was in this Holy Grail war thing, and I also had some uneasiness. But all of it is blown away when I see her.
Poor Saber.
Dancing swords. Within the whirlwind of fatal destruction, the knight challenges the enemy without hesitation. Maybe this scene made me accept everything. No matter what may fall upon us in the future, I will be able to match even a fierce god if I have Saber with me.
やっぱりね。怪しいとは思ったけど、 バーサーカーの剣を受けたのはわざとだったわけ
You guys think Nasu is doing this on purpose to make us feel bad?
Probably.
Tosaka murmurs without emotion.
それはバーサーカーをここに誘い込むためか。
分かってるじゃない。遮蔽物のない場所であれと戦うのは自殺行為よ。だからこそセイバーは戦場にこの場所を選んだ。
What do you think this music is?
エミヤ君からバーサーカーを遠ざけながら
Oh, and
あくまで追い詰められたふりをしてね。
it would be really fun in the anime if they're like if they break because they're fighting in the cemetery. It would be fun if they break the stones and just comes out a bunch of bodies from the coffins they are breaking in.
Could be pretty funny.
No,
Man, I
It
love
would be-
that.
not funny, but more stylish. I guess. It's just a random comment
Then,
from
I mean, they're breaking the stones, not the tombs. So.
Ah,
Same.
yeah, but I mean, it's Berserker, so
Fair, fair.
he could easily beat on the ground and send some spooky, scary skeletons flying away.
Then
It would be cool.
Saber must have determined that this place was a suitable battlefield when we were walking down the hill.
もちろんこんな戦いになったら援護は期待できないけど相手はアーチャーの野菜を無効化する怪物だもの援護なんて初めっから無意味なのよ
The game was rigged from the start. Tosaka
So
murmurs as she
Archer
watches
is
the battle
Gretchen.
between Saber and Berserker. What?
So Archer is scratching his balls right now.
Yep.
Okay.
But those words catch my attention. Archer isn't here. If he really is an archer, he shouldn't fight hand to hand, right? But that's what he was
another
doing in the
question.
school.
Another question: would it be smart for Archer to go kill Ilya right now?
Maybe.
What
like
is
snaps her
Ilya
fingers.
doing?
Just as she said, Saber's sword must have hit Berserker or he must have lost his footing. Berserker's body, holding firm until now, loses its balance. Remember, we don't know Archer's motivations. The fact that he isn't following, that he isn't being useful, might be a product of his character. We just don't know that yet. Remember, Kotomina lied to us for hours, for days even before we found out that he was lying. So. The beast lashes out desperately. Saber dodges it by jumping back and holds her sword with both hands. This is it. As his desperate attack is dodged, Berserker loses his balance even more, and Saber bends her knees to charge in with all her power. Right then,
アーチャー離れろってどういうこと
I notice Tosaka's confused voice and sense an intent to kill aimed from a faraway place. Behind me, I see the knight in red standing on a rooftop hundreds of meters away, readying his bow. It's either nausea or a chill. He's readying a bow that's no different from before. It cannot even scratch Berserker even with a direct hit, so there is no need to feel any threat from it. I feel a chill. What he is readying in his bow is not an arrow, but something completely different. And his intent to kill isn't just directed at Berserker.
Say!
I act instantly. I have a choice.
What's the difference? In
What do you
the
think?
Choice?
I think in one of them he will use maybe a command spell or something like it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 2 command spells left.
You know what? In this scenario, I think I will pass to you, Zevlen. I will go in the opposite one. Call back Saber.
Call back Saber. Okay. I'll go with bring back Saber.
Mapo,
Yeah.
what do we do?
And now we are tied.
Is Mapo here? Or has he passed out? I'm gonna say he's...
Yeah, probably both.
Let's suppose that he's passed out. Well, so we have a callback versus a bring back. I want to make this interesting. I want to make this interesting.
Okay.
Let us expand. Before I realize it, I'm running out from my cover. I run at full speed towards Saber.
Shirou.
Saber sees me and stops her attack on Berserker. I can feel the danger coming up behind me. I ignore her, run to her at full speed, and grab her arm. I grab Saber in my arms and jump away. The arrow is released. Archer's arrows have not had any effect so far. The black giant ignores it as if saying it's not worth blocking. But at that moment, the black giant turns his back to us and attacks the arrow coming at him with all his might. In that instant, all sound is lost.
I fucking love it.
Let's go.
I throw myself on top of Saber and brace myself. Maybe I've gone deaf, as I can't hear anything. All I can feel is the heat burning my skin and the shaking of the ground. Many things go flying through the air, and a piece of something pierces my back. I grit my teeth and endure it. The blinding light must have only lasted for an instant. I managed to survive the destruction.
Now the question is Berserker still alive?
Oh, for sure. He has
For
12
sure.
lives,
That was
remember.
really good.
This isn't 12 lives of Berserker, man. I'm sorry.
He's
Oh
immortal.
yeah.
You forgot
Saber
about
is
Yeah.
staring in astonishment. Maybe he died a couple times. Let's be optimistic. I'm doing the same as well. I don't know what happened. Archer's arrow razed the cemetery in an instant. There was a crater at the center of the explosion. Archer has created this destruction. And he was aiming it at us. Or at Saber, at least. Along with Berserker. But the giant still exists in spite of such an abolition.
Damn, now I'm thinking of something. How the heck did Archer kill Berserker 6 times during their last fight in Stay Night?
We're gonna find out. Rank A Noble Phantasm, so it's not really comparable to Caliburn, but it's a very high power level Phantasm. So. Saber's voice is weak. Sparks are flying through the night air. The black giant is standing still in the fire, and everybody here watches this terrible spectacle without words. The crackling of the flames is the only sound present, right when I start to think that this might turn into a big fire. Something rolls towards me with a noise. No, it is an arrow. An arrow with a gorgeous hilt and a spiral blade. Even if it's a sword, it's an arrow if it's used as a projectile. I don't know why it catches my attention so much. The arrow broken by Berserker disappears as if melting into the fire. It fades away like candy melting under heat. It makes me feel like vomiting for some reason.
白今のは
あーちゃんは嫌だ。それ以外はわからない。
I raise my head to look at the distant archer. I shouldn't be able to see him. But I do. He's smiling. As if to tell me that he wasn't aiming just at Berserker.
あいつ
I feel a headache. The chill running down my back won't go away. My spine is burning like it does when I fail to create a magic circuit.
ふーん見直したわリン。やるじゃないあなたのアーチャー。
The girl's cheerful voice echoes through the air.
いいわ戻りなさいバーサーカー。つまらないことは初めに済まそうと思ったけど少し予定が変わったわ。
The black shadow wavers. The giant starts to retreat through the fire.
何よここまでやって逃げる気？
ええ、気が変わったの。セイバーはいらないけど、あなたのアーチャーには興味が湧いたわ。だからもうしばらくは生かしておいてあげる。
The giant disappears. The girl giggles.
それじゃあバイバイ。また遊ぼうね、お兄ちゃん。
In saying this, she goes away. She exits stage left. The unexpected disaster leaves. Tosaka must not intend to follow that girl in spite of what she said. And even I can tell that she let us go. So I don't think Tosaka will go out and seek such a reckless fight.
マスター、窮地を救ってもらったのは感謝します。ですが、そろそろ話してもらえませんか？
I hear Saber's calm voice.
そうか。すまない。
We were finally giving her that hug that we never gave her in the last rep. I managed to answer it despite my throbbing head. I let Saber go, and when I stand up, I fall.
シロ、どうしました？気分でも。シロ。
Oh, did she not notice the massive piece of shrapnel entering her back? Saber sounds tense. I can't see Saber's face, probably because of my pounding headache. She supports me and puts her hand behind my back. I feel a sharp pain. Even though it's not quite as strong as my headache, there's a sharp pain running through my back.
このままでは危険です。破片を抜きますが、我慢してください。
破片ってセイバー。
She doesn't hesitate. Saber forcefully pulls something out of my back. I try to control my breathing. I'm a magus, even though I may be an amateur. I can manage this pain. Well, Shirou is experienced in inserting things in his back, so... But this felt especially bad. If I had a wing on my back and it was pulled out, I'm sure that's what it would feel like.
傷が塞がっていく。なるほど。自身に対する治療法を備えていたのです。
We already know the answer for this.
I love how Saber has done the Tosaka face. The smirk. Sighing with relief, Saber says something strange. A way to heal myself. I shouldn't be able to use such difficult magic.
エミヤ君、無事？
Tosaka comes to us. I raise my hand to tell her I'm alright.
そう。なら私たちも行きましょう。これだけ派手にやったんだから、さらに引きつけて人が来るわ。
Oh yeah.
Tosaka runs out of the cemetery, her long hair fluttering behind her. When I plant a
Oh, yeah,
foot
by
to
the
follow
way.
after her,
By the way, that's a really big gas leak, isn't it? Isn't it?
that's a pretty big gas leak for sure.
Yeah.
My vision suddenly goes
マス
white.
ター、
I feel someone support me as I start to fall, but the feeling fades as all my senses go away. What's left is this throbbing within me. What's irritating me? And what am I so concerned about? I'm about to fall unconscious, but my head continues to throb.
What the heck?
This is the opening. No,
Nope.
we're not playing this opening.
Oh, holy shit. Boomers.
I
February
took some
3rd,
spoilers.
Unlimited
Sorry.
Blade Works
I took some-
for
I
one day.
took a lot of
Okay,
spoilers.
I think we can stop here. Oh,
Yeah, I
you
guess that's
go
for the
on.
day.
Yep. Let me go to the
Man, I prefer the enemy.
for now.
For now, okay.
There's
I
still
prefer the
plenty of
anime.
time.
Just want to say it.
There's
what?
any stat? There's any
Why they
change in
didn't
the
show
status?
the Calazbo in here? That's my question.
Because we're looking from Shiro's perspective.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay, that's right.
They did do a better job of, well, portraying Saber from first of all. I feel like it's a lot more natural that Shirou is focusing on Saber at this point, because really she is the one that he's experienced with, right?
I guess.
Seeing him transfer into connecting with Tosaka more naturally is a good thing. And
Yeah,
we
pretty
are
much.
seeing a different aspect of his relationship with Saber. This is a Shirou that is more confident about her, and that he respects her a bit more. And that's good. That's an interesting kind of take on
Is
it.
more respectful or is the more diluted Shiro?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
sure
the-
she
I
can
like this
win.
game.
I like
And
the
then
handshake.
she's-
You know.
Huh?
I like the handshake.
Yeah, fair enough.
The handshake, the handshake.
He touched hands.
Man, their hands, okay? His dirt part. I have a question. In the anime, they have the handshake because if I'm not wrong, in the anime they didn't have the handshakes.
I
Like
don't remember.
Shirou proposed it, but Saber just looked at it said and didn't say anything and just looked back at Shirou. And
Yeah.
Shirou, okay, I'm going without it.
Yeah, I think so. In the anime, they didn't shake hands. So
Thanks.
in the anime, they have less of an emotional
Yeah.
connection. I think they didn't want people getting too attached to Saber because they wanted people to get more attached to Rin, by contrast. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it.
it's a decision. I don't agree with that decision, but it makes sense.
I respect because the road is green road. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
no, I know. I just disagree with it from a perspective of being holistic and
I can't.
fleshing
Yeah,
it out.
man.
I can't say.
Now we are going to see a lot of red this time around. It will be interesting.
We know that this is going to be interesting because we have already figured out that Archer isn't playing by the rules, right? He isn't actually doing this exactly the way Tosaka wants him to do, right? And he isn't
yeah.
he isn't following the expected things that we would hope that he does, right? He isn't cooperating with us at all.
But he almost got 2 servants.
No, he almost did, yeah. He's definitely very powerful. He's not displaying that in full right now.
I mean, knowing about the Berserker's noble phantasm, that would be probably one of the worst moves he could possibly make.
Yeah.
Taking
But I
out
think-
his
but I think-
ally and not killing the one that is damn close to his master. May I add?
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Well-
it feels like a high risk, high reward. Of course, he could win both
Maybe
servants at once,
his
but he could.
Yeah.
He could even take the only protector of his master at the moment.
sure. Which makes us ask if his intent is winning the Grail.
And what was that scene with the swords in the beginning?
Oh, the scenes with the swords in the
Oh.
beginning is a
Why does remember Saber after the fight in the feels interesting.
there was something I wanted to say about Archer. Oh yeah, the fact that he is being this sly and that he has this hidden power, right? All this weird stuff that he is able to pull out of his ass to punish Saber, for example, this nuke sword. That is a noble phantasm. That's a rank A noble phantasm that he used right there.
This is a noble phantasm.
Saber said so. She said,
Okay.
"Oh, amazing! Berserker survived even the direct attack from a rank A noble phantasm." Right.
I didn't expect it.
So it begs the question: is Archer, when he says to Rin, "I don't know who I am, I don't know what my powers are, I'm still lost,"
Actually,
is
being
he
honest.
being honest? Yeah. Is he telling
Yeah,
the
but
truth?
is he allowed to lie in front of his master?
I mean,
is
we've
Rin
seen
not
Caster
supposed
kill her
to-
master before. Right?
Yeah, but is Rin not just going to use her command spell on him and
Well,
end of
her command
story?
spell is very generic, right? It's very broad. That's the problem with it. She asked him to follow
Yeah,
her orders, not to be
she
honest.
She still has another one.
And to just kind of build on this line of thought that we were having, let us not forget his ability of independent action be, right? Ability that allows independent movement after the master's magical energy supply is cut off, but also with the implication that he doesn't have as much of a natural bind to the commands of his master, right? Like Gilgamesh, for example, who was able to just walk around and do whatever he wanted, basically.
Caster.
And he had an independent action A+. But Caster didn't have an independent action skill.
Neutral will.
But it does show the extent of the agency of a servant, that even a servant without independent action is able to take a large amount of independent action, as long as they are able to supply their own energy, right? Because really the only thing that's binding a servant to their master in terms of servitude is the energy supply, right? If they're able to gather a bunch of it, then it's not a problem.
Can servants kill some people in the city or something like it to get energy, even without master?
Yes, they can. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If they wanted to be free, they could kill their master and then go around killing people. It's not very efficient, and for a lot of servants of the higher caliber to stay around, they would probably have to kill way too many. And then there's the problem that they're going to eventually run out because it's unsustainable. They're just a very complex life form. They need a master to remain in the war because that's just the way it works. They need to find someone else to hire them. Caster is a unique element in this because we didn't really get to see. She probably, first of all, had a massive supply just by virtue that she had been isolated and therefore probably planning a very complicated scheme to supply herself. And second of all, because she was alive and alone for likely just that one night where we fought her and then she died. So we didn't see the ramifications of what she was doing, right? And she had her dagger, which we saw does weird things related to master and servant in that bad ending. We don't know exactly what that is, but maybe it could have helped her in this situation. Yeah. But yeah, it does bring into question, is Archer being sincere when he says he doesn't know who he is? And it begs the question, what is Archer's goal, right? If he is being intentionally neglectful of his master and of the allies of his master, and he's not taking the opportunity to kill Elias Veal or to continue harassing Berserker or literally anything else, and he takes the pot shot exactly at the time where all of the enemies are at the same spot, including Saber and Shirou.
Okay.
Does he want something else?
I think Archer doesn't have a clear vision of who he is, but he has some fragments, and that's why he can battle using his swords and his bows and everything.
Yeah,
or maybe it's just instincts, something like.
I don't know. That smirk, that was planned out. That pot shot, that his attitude, that we get to see the little snapshot of him smiling as he lets the arrow loose at the exact time everyone is lined up. That's kind of sus. He's a sussy baka, you could say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you agree, Olly, with my stipulations? Yeah. What do you think is going on? Do you think there's a theory to be made yet, or do we have to?
I don't know. I think I will need to rewatch this episode, see a little bit more.
Yeah. Well,
Still a lot of suspicions in the air, and a lot of questions have not been answered yet.
Is it an interesting start? It's very different already. What's going on?
Yeah.
From the last time. So I think what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna get the PlayStation 2 opening, and we're gonna watch that. I'm gonna share that, and then we're gonna be off. I'm gonna stop recording now, and then we're just gonna watch the opening and discuss. So that was a good one.
Bye-bye.
We see each other next time.
Bye.
Next time, bye bye.